I guess that's next. Alright, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Yeah, today we are gonna do this harness. Gotta find the end and the beginning. There's the end. Starts over here. Oh yeah. Those go down this way. Can't remember if they go around the front or what. It might go this way. Yeah, that definitely goes there. Here. We get a 10 there. That would go to that. Should be a 13 over here. 12. 13. See, I go something like that. Something like that. But I know for sure this is going to start over here. These will go there. Like that. These will get stuck in there somewhere. That will go right there. So yeah, something like that it's gonna go. However, I want to get this off first, just because that's going to be in the way for everything. If I can get it off, get it out of the way, I'll have more room to work. Laying this down correctly. Then once it's done, then I can put it back where it needs to be. Magnetic, just grab it. It's just easier with this out of the way, because now I can get in there to fine tune all the mechs for the drop targets, pop bumpers. I'm going to set this up here. So I don't want to get that damaged because it's all together. But yeah, these go here. that goes there. I can screw that in wherever I want to. Then I gotta go through my videos to find out exactly where every single thing was mounted and how it was mounted. And then go back through the wiring diagrams to find out what was hot, what was not. Yeah, because these wires are gonna come from here. 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. Yep. These wires go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Some of these will go to these. So I'm changing some of these because they didn't go correctly, and I want the obstacles to work correctly, so I'm going to reverse some in their natural habitat. And then I have to put the lights on back behind there on how they went too. I think I got to clean up these, or did I? I don't think so. So I will clean those up first before we get them mounted. So yeah, this is going to be a whole fandango. And this goes over here somewhere. Yep, it's going to be a whole fun shebang. But yeah, I just really need to get how this is routed. If this comes in front here or that way, or what, or if it goes that way more, or what. This is not easy. This is not easy. If you didn't take videos and all that good stuff, this is not easy to do because it's been days since I pulled this apart, and it is not the same anymore to me. I recognize this part here, and I don't know exactly where stuff is routing here yet. Definitely don't know where stuff is here. I can plug these things in and lock it in a certain area, but yeah, I don't know what's going with what. So let's get some tools situated and we will be back. Alright, day 2. What I did do versus last night, I did get this locked down and this locked down, and I'm starting to go around getting the rest of the playfield wiring locked down. That's going to be my first part of the business, I guess we should say. So I want to get the wiring locked down where I need it to be. Mm. That'll dig. That'll dig. That'll dig. Is that like right between both of them? That's the other trick too. That's my trick, is finding where these all originally went. Okay, it's right above this. So it's right there. I see a dimple, but I don't like the dimple spot. So we got these. can put it right here. So yeah, that's where I'm going to put it. Alright. These are going to be your friend or your enemy. You got the base, which mounts to the playfield right about there. You got your clip, and then your screw that goes through it. Like that. It's going to hold it tight, and then you're going to have X amount of room to get your screw through. So, with my drill, I got the tape on the end of it, and I'm not going to let myself drill too far down into the playfield. It's about right there. Alright, I got my little dimple made that where I'm drilling. I don't know why I always do that. I always stick my hand underneath to feel, which is too late, you know, if you drill through. Alright, put your... These all the giant ones? No, that's not a giant one. There's, I think, 3 different size clips for this, for the wiring loom. There we go. Put the screw through the loom, get into the hole, screwdriver, like that. So now I'm just going to keep going through the playfield and doing that. However, you really don't need to connect those yet. They're not really in my way. This one, I believe, is going to come down further. I did make a mapping just of this. My next one's going to be right over here somewhere. Right in this general area. There's a hole here. That's for something in the playfield. And on that playfield, it shows it's right about here. like to get it like right in the where it originally was. That my map is falling off the wall. Put it back in there. I kind of want to get it back in the exact same spot. Okay, those are there. And then there should be one. It should be right here. Right on this. I got two. I got one right here. I even can measure this too. See how far that one is over. It's 56, 57 millimeters from the edge. 57 and 150. So if you really want to get into weird stuff, I can go 150 and 57. So I put it right about here. 150. Right about there, that's what it would be. Yeah. If you really want to just be like precise, you can do things like that. Giant loom. That's not giant, is it? I guess it is a giant loom. I really should separate all these looms too. Alright. I'm even putting in an exact same wiring spot. I got the two. Open, so it goes right in there. All right. Perfect. Like I said, I don't know why I do that. It's like, what am I gonna do if I did drill through the playfield? You know what I mean? It's just, that's how scary these can be doing these playfield swaps. Is you're constantly checking yourself out and constantly freaking yourself out. Am I doing it right? Do I get in the right spot? Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's just scary. All right, we're gonna do one more of these mounts, and then I'm gonna get to doing them all by myself. We got another one that comes through here. That's not exactly a big one, but I do want to separate these. So I do believe I have 3 different sizes. 3 different sizes and 3 different looks. See, like these are the same size, however they both look different. This is like a thinner plastic here, and this is a thicker plastic, but they're the exact same size. Actually, no, they're not. So I'm gonna just put those together. So I only got so many of these big ones. I'll separate that next size. You get the thick and thin ones. See, those are the same, but they're just different color. They almost look different though. That's the same. That's different. That's the same. That's the same. That's the same. That's the same. Okay, those are all the same. They are all the same. They all say 7/16 on them. Except for that one says 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, 7/16, 7/16, 7/16, 5/16. This is one of my last jumbos, which will go over here with that. Okay, these are 5/16. There it is. 7/16. So I got 3 different sizes yet. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes. Ugh. And I'm not using this one here. Where's this next one going on? Right in this area here. So let's look on the other playfield where one was. It's right there. How far is it? 214 by 165. 214 by 165. It's about right here. Right there. Right about where that thing is. And 14 by 165. Yeah. Right about there. Is that close to that? No, it's not even. 214. And 165, yeah. No. Where am I getting 214 from? That's like 217. No, wrong dot. 214 and 165, yeah. And that's why, because it was going by 204, 14, 165. It doesn't have to be in the exact same spot. It just, it looks better. You know what I mean? I'm constantly measuring my drill bit. Constantly measuring this on the side of the play field because I don't want to go through at all. And how is that one situated? It's going up. Let me check something. Bigger. All right. This will go right like that. I just don't like the look of this one. I'm going to put washers on these. So they're just so close to me. You know, for going through the play field. I don't want to deal with it. And they're all the same exact size screw. But these are smaller. The clips are thinner than those big 1/2-inch ones. So if I put a washer on it, and then measure it, about 10 millimeters. All right. That will do. See? Odd habit. Like I said, what are you going to do if you did do that? Nothing. Alright, kind of lay this around the way it's going. These are all the switches for this. These all go up here. Which is a pain in the butt. You should have one. Why do we got two sets? Three. That one's lit. Yeah. Where's this one? Those must go over here. Yep, it says white. These must just attach to right here. That's right. I'm gonna get this wiring harness bolted down a little bit more so I can really start laying things out better, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. As you can see, well, kinda everything is screwed down except for switches. I gotta work on getting the pop bumpers done. I'm gonna do that in the pop bumper video, getting these lined up. Everything is otherwise put down with the harness hardware except for this little area right here, and then there's a wire that comes off way up here for the GIs for the slingshot and come over here and illuminate the stand-up targets in the back area. So I have to add that. But what we're going to be working on is all the GI sockets, getting them done correctly. I had a problem on the playfield where the sockets were, some of them were reversed, where they put them in a playfield like this, and then one would be opposite. So you would have the middle tab would be hot, and then on the next socket the outer base would be hot, and then it would be like middle tab, middle tab, middle tab, middle tab, and then maybe one outer tab would be hot again. So this is how the correct way to do it. Have all either inner tabs hot or all outer tabs hot. I'm just doing the body is going to be hot on the bulbs, and the middle tab is going to be the ground. That's just how I'm doing it. No rhyme or reason. It's just something I started doing, and I'm just going to keep doing it. So our first solder is going to be right here. My red is my hot wire. And again, with GIs, one braid will be hot, one will be ground. Controlled lamps, this braid is hot, the wires that solder to it are the grounds. So yeah. Okay, let's get this done. Might be better if I get my other soldering iron. So I got two wires that I gotta solder down on each one of these. It's like a redundant rodent. There, first part of the GI is attached. Let's get to the second part. Redundant rodent. My friend used to call me that. Good old Tom Marvin. I don't know why he would call me a redundant rodent. I can't remember why. solder. Alright, first part of the GI is done. We have more to do. However, we're going to start working on some of the lamp matrix. I'll move my camera over. And we're going to do some of these obstacles. I know the camera's off. White and yellow. This one right here, this is my white and yellow. It's going to go to this obstacle. If you ever do obstacles, you'll even see on a obstacle what is marked positive and what is marked negative. That's one that's done. White and brown, which is here. Maybe I should just tin all these tops of the obstacles to negative part, so I don't have to go through and do every one. There, and I said it was white and brown. Now blue, these blue wires are going to be going to the power braid for this. I'll actually add some more solder to that. And let me get my blue. I should have left that white and brown wire off. Well, I did this. I'm going off my map I made for the wiring harness. And then there, we are soldered on. So now the power braid that goes to these controlled lamps has power going to it, and we have one obstacle that can be illuminated now. So what's my next one? Green and white. Green and white. So we're going to do part of this playfield. I'm going to show you how to just attach everything back, which is pretty easy. Wiggle. B and brown. Blue and brown. I guess the next one's just blue. Yep. Because that's the only wire that's over here. It's blue. So all these are warm white on Playboy. All the obstacles we're installing are warm white, except for the grotto area, which is a different color. And these are not Yopsicles, they are Yopsicle copies, but they're PPDs. So yeah, they're just Yopsicle clones. And same with this is, we got glued to the base over here. So put a heavy dab of more solder on this one. Get one wire down. Let that cool off just a little bit. And get my other one right up on top of it. When it gets warm, there we go. What does that Yopsicle have? Green and yellow, which is right here. So I'm just going to do this one right here. Even though it's generic, I'm still calling it a Yopsicle because it's a clone. It's kind of like Kleenex. Everybody calls anything Kleenex, even though it might be a different brand. So Yopsicle came out with this design and somebody already cloned it, so we're still calling it Yopsicle. So alright, now these blue right here are my power braid for all these blue here, and then it wraps around and it goes around and powers all the grotto lights, which you can't see. And the drop target lights. So it powers all these drop target lights. Oh, it looks okay, yeah. So it starts here, it goes down through here, it goes around, and then it goes around to all these GIs, controlled lamps, over to here, over to here, over to here, here, and here. So this blue gives power. It's giving power to all the GIs. All the controlled lamps on the board. This is the power for all of them. I don't think there's a. I think there might be another one on the other end. Yeah, there's another blue that goes to one of these. So if one fails, we got another one. It's just like right over here. I don't know why, but we have, for this one right here, we got another, we got a red and yellow, red and white that attach here, and in this exact same string that goes down, we have another 2 wires, which is orange and green. The orange are my hot wires, and my green are my grounds. So I figured that one out. Let's just push all those underneath there. So yeah, right on the exact same circuit. So what is GI bus? My orange is my power. So the green, we'll go over here, so let's do that real quick. See if I can do. Let's move you back. There. What do I see? Orange is the positive. We'll go to outside. Green is the negative. which is the inside. It's just a redundancy, I guess. I want to get them out of my way. There. There. And then orange. There. So our GI is connected up here now. These are all connected, and then these are connected here. And let's get to these. That one is connected, so we'll start this way over. Actually, let's not. I'm gonna end this part right here. You already know how to go about and solder this stuff on. It's no big deal now from how we're going further and further. When I get to the end or any goofy weird spots, we'll be back. Alright, everything is just about done except for we got to put on these two switches here. So let's get these two switches on, and then we can finish up this playfield swap. Everything will be done, all done. Alright, so again, we got the dots here and here. Here and here. Let's see how they work. Not bad. Flashlight. Not good. Not good. So I'm not using their dots. They put the switch too far over on the edge. Let me line them up. I know you can't see too good. It's just too far over. Might get bound a little bit. I'm just going to move it down and into where a spot I like better. So I think that's a good spot. Where's my pokey tool? Here it is. It's going to be near their spots. Yep, it's going to be near them. Yeah, You can see my two little spots. You'll see them better when I drill. Again, this is a, what is it? 764. Let me put these away. 7/64 bit. It's a double hex cut, diamond infused titanium with a little kryptonite, cubic zircon. It was blessed by the Lord of Valhalla, and I bought it from Pepsi. No, it's just a 7/64 bit. That's all it is. Nothing special. I do want to check my depth again. As you can see, I do this a lot. I rather be safe than sorry. I think you should too. I'm gonna put that one in and then check it. Can I drill through that? Can a little bit. Verify again. It's always best to use the edge of your playfield to verify the depth. Again, I'm not going all the way even to the tape. I will show you how far I go. Right there. The tape isn't even touching a playfield. No tape-o, playfield-o. And again with these go on top of the switches. You want the boat to rock. See how it's bent? You want it like that. Sprung like that on top of the switch. That puts compression on the switch. Keeps it tight to the playfield so it can't vibrate, loose, walk off, steal your money, or anything like that. Definitely don't want that. Just getting out the walnut chunks. For my media tumbler. Yeah. I don't like that. What does that switch get? A little tighter. I like to gap all my switches as I work on them. That way, when I set up the playfield, I'm done. I don't have to come back and be like, oh, I got a switch stuck. Verify. I rather verify 1,000 times than to accidentally set my drill down and push this tape in a wrong direction. Then replace the playfield. That's me. Verify again. You You might think I'm crazy verifying this. However, you're watching this for a reason. Because you either never done one, or you're afraid to do one, or you want to see how somebody does it, or if you're like me and you just like watching other people do this stuff. I watch other people all the time. Seven's Pinball Rama, Mike Dimas with Pinball Shenanigans, East Tennessee Pinball. I watch all them. I find them entertaining, informative. Sometimes I learn things from them. So, yeah. High-end pins. That's where I got this idea from. It's not my idea. It's his idea. These were cleaned, but I'll show you how to clean them. .443 Dremel bit with a Dremel. The reason why I rather use that than anything else is because these contacts here, if they are loose, you can actually see them vibrate and spin with that Dremel. Okay, this is just like loose and sloppy. So what I need to do is take the bottom leaf and turn it down a little bit. You can see how I'm wiggling my hand like that. I want to get this bottom leaf tighter, which isn't doing what it needs to do. This one's just got nice tension on it, this side. There we go. So, well, how I adjust it is this comes up about halfway through it. It's touching a switch, which is nice because if you get a rollback from your outlane from your flipper, you can hit a switch maybe. And this way I know the ball is going to roll over it and give a complete switch hit the whole time, and not a partial switch hit. Alright. What I'm doing there is I just flick in my container to get all the walnut media out of it, because all the screws and everything I do, they get walnut media in them, in the heads. There we go. Totally finished underneath of a Bally Playboy pinball machine. Everything has been completely swapped over, and I'm most likely to be the Grinch. Everything's been totally swapped over. Everything. It's got yapsicles for lights. All the connectors for all the coils. Well, like this, you can just unplug each one of these now and take this whole mech off, and it's not in your way at all. You got a blown coil, you can just unplug this, take the screws out, and take the whole mech off. Same with the grotto over there. I know high-end pins, he'll do like a multiple harness for, you know, like this whole thing here, where it just all unplugs, which is really cool and everything. I don't see the need to do that for my customers. Mine are just homeowners. I don't know where his games are going. I think it's more simplicity for him, because he likes to really clean up the machine and make it look beautiful. So I think that's why he'll make like a whole harness for that with a plug. which is cool. If you need to do the switches, you can just unplug it. I'm not going that far, but what he gets paid for to do his jobs, that's what you're expecting out of his service. But yeah, this is it's beautiful. I gotta blow it off with my vacuum cleaner. I just take the hose off and I put it in the other direction. But yeah, I have to repin a couple of connectors on this big fat line yet. I think 2 connectors I have to repin, and then I have to put the in lane. As you can see, screws are missing right here. I have to put that in lane, and then there's a loop that goes across for the other side. That will be in another video showing that side done, which it is almost done, except for I have to put that lane in, and that's it, and then put the plastics on. Otherwise, and then the rubbers for the slingshot I have to put on, and the flipper bats I have to put in. Otherwise, that whole side's done. You can see it, the whole kicker assembly is there. You can see the plunger gate is there. The apron is not on yet, but otherwise, yeah, this is all done. So cool. Let me get this up. I think that's straight enough. So yeah, I hope this, we are a little crooked. Anyways, I hope this did help you. It's driving me nuts, my OCD. I think that's straighter now. Yeah, I hope this helped you. Here's another playfield swap coming up, which is Earth Shaker. It will probably be 2 or 3 videos after this one. We'll be working on Earth Shaker. So by the time you see it, Earth Shaker will be done. I got a hint for you. If you want to play it, you will be able to play this on a semi-public location. When I start that, I'll put the links in the description, and you'll be able to go play that. But anyways, yeah, this is all done. The obstacles, everything. It's beautiful. Another work of art. This is a lot to do as you watch through the videos. So I appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, please like, share, drop a comment, all that cool stuff. There's cool stuff along the bottom here and in the description if you want to help out Mark's Basement Arcade. I think there's going to be at least 1, 2 more videos on this, and maybe 3. And then, I don't know. It depends if I run into any weird thing, but like I said, the whole other side is done. So, cool stuff. Please take care, like, subscribe, and later.